Hello, and welcome to part 2 of this course. In part 1, we had a look through visualize data, fairly extensive look. So now you'll be able to get some data, just load it in, and visualize it in all sorts of different ways. And you're able to share it as well. Now, we've only had a brief look at get data, but there is a huge amount of hidden depth. As you can see, we can use something called M formulas, so the mashup language that allows us to transform the data. Since sadly, not all the data that you receive is in the perfect format. Now, we will still be skipping this add modeling. We'll have a look at that at part 3 of this course. But for now, we'll be concentrating on get data, and then the practice activities will be asking you to get data and then visualize it. So we'll be building on what we've previously gone through with all of the visualization, but we'll be concentrating more on the get data. But at the end of the practice activities, you will have an end result, which is a visualization of the data that we've just got. So the get data, as we've previously seen, is here in the Home tab. And you can see various common file formats. Now, if you're using Excel, you've also got a get data in the data section. Now, this has been changing over the last few years. It used to be around here, but now it's moved all the way to here. And you can see fairly similar sort of types that we've got. In fact, I think they're more extensive in the Power BI, but still, the main types are still there. So if your type isn't here, then you can click on More, and you can see the extensive number of file types that we've got access to in all of these different categories: file, data, base, Azure, online, and so forth. So what we're going to do is just load, at the moment, some data about some CDs that I own. So you can see here the data, and this workbook is downloadable. It's called the Power BI Data, and you can see there are quite a number of tabs in this book, and there'll probably be more by the time you actually see this, because I'll probably be expanding this. And this is downloadable from the download section right near the beginning of this course. So you can see we have a number, we've got a file name, got some hyperlinks, and we've got some dates. Now, the important thing about this data is it's got some different data types. So we have got integers, we have got text, we have got dates, and that's really why we're using it just for this brief look at the Power BI Get Data. We'll be loading lots of other different types of data into Power BI. Again, this will be suited to what we are looking at. So for now, let's just get the data. We'll go Home, Get Data, go to Excel, find the data that we want. Right, I've just added it to this folder, so Power BI Data, click Open, and you'll see the computer goes, okay, I know there's lots of different types of tabs. What is it you actually want? Well, I want the CDs, and you can see a preview of that. So that's good. So I will check it, I'll tick it, and I'll click Load. Note that there is another option called Transform Data. So if I load, it is literally just getting the data, and as you can see, it's in a bit of a sorry state. If I want to edit this data, I can click on the ... next to it and go Edit Query. And that will get me into the Power Query Editor. So this is the Get Data Editor. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to delete this data, and I'm going to add it again. And instead of just saying load, I want instead to transform the data. And that gets me into the Power Query Editor. The Power Query Editor is where we'll be doing most of our work in this second part of this course. Now, there's quite a lot for us to explore in this, and we'll have a look at the key points of this editor in the next video.